Alright, so here we are back with the tier list. I know it's super late this month, but I had all kinds of crap happen to me this month, so cry about it. Anyway, I'm here. It's return of the poo-poo tier, the doo-doo tier. Let's go. So, first we have Arcana Force. This deck is horrible. This is doo-doo tier. The best deck would be the Broken Deck tier. By the way, we are live. Shout out to Icitor, who is currently watching me go completely mild on stream. And if you ever want to watch the tier list live, Twitch TV/SirLarge Gaming. But Arcana Force, doo-doo tier. Why is it doo-doo tier? Because it relies on coin flips, and anything that relies on luck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is kind of bad. Ancient Gears. I'm going to put them at the butt end of playable with potential to move down to doo-doo. Ancient Warriors, doo-doo. If you're going to play a going second deck that your goal is just beat your opponent in the face, at least play Gears because they can't be affected during the battle phase. Battle Wasp, doo-doo. This deck is too weak, too easy to interrupt, too easy to play hand traps against. Going second with this deck is a nightmare. Dies to people making disrupts. Not good. Adventure. Adventure is still splashable. It's probably one of the weaker engines, but it is splashable, so it goes in the splashable tier. It's not the worst thing either. Rose is an archetype. Doo-doo. I don't know how much support the deck would need to be good, but it definitely doesn't have it right now. Cyber Dragon. I'm putting Cyber Dragon in doo-doo. Even with Clockwork Knight Contact, it's just still not very good. Boojins, doo-doo. This deck is ancient. It would need so much support to come back and be decent. I don't think I've ever seen anyone play Boojins since, I don't know, like 2015 maybe? What's the year of Boojins? Blue Eyes, I'm actually going to put at the butt end of great for now, because Blue Eyes still has the Primate engine. You still have plenty of negates. The deck is still very consistent. You could even play Draco Tail in it if you really wanted to, although if you want to play Draco Tail, just play pure Draco Tail. But it's going to be at the butt end of great with potential to move down to playable. Buster Blader, doo-doo. This deck is just bad and has always been bad and will always be bad. Phantasm, doo-doo. Will always be bad, has always been bad, will continue to be bad. Depends on too many support cards that die to hand traps. Not good. Exodia, Millennium, whatever deck. Doo-doo. It's too slow right now, and it's too easy to stop, and it's too easy to hand trap. Exo Sister, doo-doo. It's just too slow. Ophion, doo-doo. That deck is so bad. Evil Swarm just cannot compete. I would love if Konami gave Evil Swarm support, but I think that hell might actually freeze over first. Fire King, I'm going to put in playable. I'm going to actually put at the head of playable because the deck still has all of its pieces. It's just not necessarily as good as other decks in the meta. But in the TCG, we've actually seen Fire King occasionally be a weird rogue top. So it's going to go there for now. Branded, I'm going to put in great ahead of Blue Eyes. I'm actually going to move Blue Eyes down next to Fire King. I kind of feel like Blue Eyes is a little bit better than Fire King right now, but I feel like it should be in playable. Branded being in great is better. Branded still has all their support. Has 2 Branded Fusion. Has the ability to make big monsters and just do disrupts and do the Branded thing. I mean, I don't know what this deck has been relevant for like 2 years now. It's not going anywhere. Cubic is doo-doo. This deck is bad. It pretty much has always been bad, even since it came out. Main villain archetypes from movies never really have a good actual playable deck. except for maybe Malefic, because back in the Paleolithic era of Yu-Gi-Oh, Malefic's Skill Drain was actually a threat. I think it won a regional at some point. Cyber Dark goes right next to Cyber Dragon. The deck's just too slow, too easy to disrupt, not enough support. Chain Strike is a meme. Chain Burn is when basically you set 5, you hope that you draw 5 cards to burn your opponent for game on first turn, and you set them and you hope it goes off, and if you win, congratulations, you won lottery, you won solitaire. Chain Burn just kind of plays with itself. It sits in the corner and plays with itself. The deck's not good, but it will always be a meme, and you'll always encounter it at some point. It'll just come out of nowhere and be like, you'll jump scared by it. I'm put DDD in playable. I don't feel like it's... No, I'm actually going to put DDD at the button of great for now. You can disrupt it, but I hit this deck with like 3 disrupts and it still made a board. Not a very good board, but it did make a board. It is pretty resilient. It has a lot of options. The new support seems to make it slightly better, and I am seeing it on the ranked ladder. Air Mage is bad right now. The deck is too slow. It's been too slow since release. Same with Charmers. Mech Knight, pretty much same thing right now. The deck is too slow. Can't compete. Needs support. Hasn't had support in years. Crystal Beast, definitely doo-doo. I know this is a fan favorite, but the deck is bad, and it's always been bad, and it will continue to be bad. Dark World, Danger Dark World. It's a lot of fun, but it's not... It's fun, but it's not good. Evil Hero, bad. We're just going to dump a whole bunch of the bad decks right now. Eldritch, bad right now. Endymion... Yeah, I don't think Endymion can compete right now. Evil Eye, bad. Fiendsmith. Fiendsmith is still everywhere, still splashable, still just as good as when it came out. Yes, it has been hit. Yes, a lot of its cards are limited. It's still good. It can still be put into almost any deck. Like, you can play Fiendsmith Blue Eyes Primate if you wanted to. You could play Fiendsmith Rizal. You could play Fiendsmith Mitsurugi Rizal. You could play just any Fiendsmith slop deck. Like, it's good. It is a good engine. It's insanely good. And there are people that are sleeping on it, and they shouldn't be. Dragon Maid's the butt end of playable just because Draco Tail Dragon Maid gives you options. You can play the deck, but pure Draco Tail is better. Herald's bad right now. Having the small Herald traps is like somewhat good, but I don't really feel like in the current meta with how fast it is, it's going to do much. So I'm going to put it in doo-doo. Emancipator, doo-doo. Like, why play Emancipator when you can make the same board with DDD, and DDD is more consistent? Like, Emancipator is going to try to make the negate board with all your rock monsters. You can make a better negate board with DDD, and the deck's more consistent and has more options, and you don't have to rely on, like, milling and luck as much. So, why play dollar store version of DDD is my question. Aliens are bad. In my heart, aliens are good, but in the actual game, they're bad. I really miss playing aliens. I miss when Yu-Gi-Oh! is slow enough to play this deck. Makes me sad. Sad because bad. Nordics, doo-doo. The deck is bad. And I feel like Sword Soul is just better Nordics at this point. I feel like Nordics was almost like a prototype for Sword Soul. But maybe I'm just weird. Dark Magician, doo-doo. It's too slow, too easy to disrupt. Even with the Primate engine, it doesn't do anything. We tested this in Ranked, and that was before the meta got even crazier than it already was. Just not good. Altergeist, also not good. Like, I actually think I'd rather play Eldritch over Altergeist at this point. That's wild to me. I never thought I'd say that. Artifacts, too much of their stuff has been banned. The rest of the stuff that is good is too slow. It's poo-poo right now. Even as an engine or splashable, it's poo-poo. Machine Toolbox is bad. Snow is still splashable. I'm still seeing tier element decks, even in, like, high diamond. I'm about to be back into master, and I'm still seeing tier decks, and Snow is still a good card. Being able to banish 7 from your graveyard, summon this, and have it not be a once per turn to do that. If you have the cards to banish, you can just bring it out. And the fact that it can flip a card on your opponent's board face down. I mean, it's good in decks that are like graveyard slop decks. Like, it's pretty much always going to be good. Ecclesion Friends, the Dogmatica engine, it's still splashable. You occasionally see it with branded. It's not bad. It's not the best engine, but it's you will see it. Plunderies is doo-doo. The birds are just not good anymore. Minus Barrier Statue, they can't really do much. Barrier Statue got banned, and the deck is too slow. Danger is technically splashable. You're not really going to ever see anybody running Danger unless it's Danger Dark World, which is bad right now. But Danger is technically splashable, so it is the butt end of the splashables tier. Fluffle / Frightfur, the Five Nights at Freddy's ripoff. Probably doo-doo. I mean, the deck just hasn't done anything in like a decade. Gate Guardian. Gate Guardian can be a meme. Gate Guardian's number 1 on my heart. I finally dismantled the deck. It hurt me a little inside. It sucks. It makes me sad that this is just not viable, but it's so much fun. Too slow, not enough plays, very linear play, very easy to counter. If you've played against it once, you kind of know how to beat it. It's just unfortunate because I love Gate Guardian. I might have to watch the react to the original Yu-Gi-Oh at some point. I wonder what the copyright is on that. I'd have to figure that out before I do, but I'd love to do that because the original season was wild. Gem Knights are still decent. You'll see a splashable in tier still. I'm gonna put Gem Knights like in between Blue Eyes and Fire King. Galaxy Eyes is bad. Every time I put this in the doo-doo tier, people get mad at me, and you're wrong. I'm right. You're wrong. I'm sorry, but you're wrong. I don't care if you got to master with Galaxy Eyes. You're like the one anomaly that could do that. The deck is not good. It is not good. If it gets supported, it becomes good. Great, but right now is horrible. Twitch chat says react to them summoning without sacrificing in the first season. So they actually, in the Battle City arc, they actually retcon it to where Kaiba's rules become the new official rules for the game, even though Pegasus made dual monsters, which is wild. But in the manga, Pegasus just straight up gets murdered. Oh, well, that's going to get this video buried in the algorithm. I said the M word. Ghost Tricks are doo-doo. I like the deck. They're just bad. ABC is doo-doo. Too easy to disrupt. Loses to Ash. Not enough plays that it can make that are relevant in the metagame. Yeah, I took an infinite nap. There we go. I like that Pegasus is not napping and awake in the series, though, because he just comes back occasionally and it's funny. Oh wait, Azamina, what am I doing? Azamina's still splashable, and it's still... I see it very rarely, but I still see it. Actually, I'm going to put it right there, because I see Ecclesia Friends more. The splashable tier is basically like, which splashable engine you see the most. Didn't Pegasus duel against Jaden in the anime? I don't know. I can't remember. I know eventually he's canonically dead in one of the series, but that makes me a little sad. Blackwings are the button to playable with potential to move down. There are so many good synchro plays you can make with this deck still. I feel like It also can survive at least one disrupt, which a lot of these decks below it can't. Gradle is bad. This deck is bad. It was like a side set, and one of the bad side sets. It's bad. Inzectors, love the deck, but they lose to like one hand trap, and with the Dominus spell and traps now, or the Dominus traps rather, this deck just does not have a chance. Kashtira is still splashable. We've actually been seeing more and more of it. I'm actually going to put it right... I see more of the snow. I'm going to put it right there. Being able to have like a piece that searches another piece, that can search like another piece, and just punishing monster effects, Kashtira belongs in the splashable for sure. So you're going to see Ad Ignister with Malice, because Malice is kind of crippled by the ban list. But Ad Ignister Malice would definitely be in the great category. Is Bandit Keith a good duelist? No, he had cards up his sleeve. He's literally cheats. Plus his deck is like horrible. He relies on equip spells. Bruh. Anti-meta represented by Necro Valley is going to go right there. I actually might use anti-meta to represent Odeon, because I think I forgot to put Man with a Mark on the list. Who doesn't cheat in anime? Joey, because Joey just gets lucky. No, Mai had marked cards in the original series. Gimmick Puppet. You could play Gimmick Puppet. If we're going to put Blackwing up there, you can play Gimmick Puppet. You can still do the FTK. Gimmick Puppet has one of the weirdest FTKs. It's kind of easy to disrupt now, but you can still do it. Labyrinth's playable. I feel like it is right there. I don't think Kaiba actually cheats in the anime, like, after Battle City, when the real card game rules are introduced. I guess you consider Kaiba threatening to jump off a cliff and nap forever. If Yugi didn't give up the game to him in Season 1. Spoilers for like a 20-year-old show. 25-year-old show. I guess that could be cheating. Invoker / invoked or invoked Majestus. You actually do see invoked and invoked Majestus a little bit as an engine now. So it's actually going to go in there next to Azumina. Welcome back to the list, invoked. Hero. As much as I love Hero, the deck is bad right now. Even like, if you go to Dark Law against Draco Tail actually, and you're playing Draco Tail and you're going first, nah, actually no, I'm gonna put it in playable. You could, if you're playing like going first Hero and you just make Dark Law and hope that you're playing against Draco Tail, then you're good. I think it also disrupts Yummy too with the banishes, so I guess Hero can be playable strictly because of Dark Law. Dark Law basically being a macrocosmos on wheels. Heraldic's dead. Even with Rizal, Heraldic's dead. I'm sad about that because I love the deck, and when Heraldic Rizal was at close to full power, because we didn't have Eclipse Twins, but like things weren't hit yet, it was probably one of my favorite decks of all time in Master Duel. I love making my opponent start with like only one card. Definitely a toxic strategy. Definitely unfair. I still love playing the deck. Goki, doo-doo. They just don't have much going for them right now. Twitch chat is asking, is Weevil a good duelist? Did he have real strategy? So Weevil actually did have real strategy. It was just the strategy was bad. I feel like if Weevil had more modern insect cards, like if you gave Weevil Inzectors, he would actually be like threatening in the anime. So I'd say Weevil, I don't know if I'd call him good, but I'd say as far as antagonists goes, he actually had a strategy where most of them, I feel like, kind of don't in original Yu-Gi-Oh! PKBA is doo-doo. People have said they've been seeing on ladder lately. I haven't seen this deck on ladder in like a year. Lunalight, still very good going second option. A lot of people putting this lower because people know how to deal with it now. I still see it a lot on ladder. I feel like Lunalight belongs in great. Being able to just go second and not care what your opponent has boarded and make a monster that's unaffected by monster effects that's giant and hard to beat over. I mean, come on. Infernity, doo-doo, unfortunately. I wish Infernity was good. I love the deck, but it's bad. Marinsis, bad, even a best of one format right now. Too easy to disrupt. I actually saw Marinsis on the ladder recently and was one of the easiest games I had on the ladder. Crawler, flip effects are bad, even with the guy that lets you special stuff from deck, even the Sprite variant, it's just still too slow. Menju, with all the pot cards being at 1, this is just not very good. Cyber Slop, I'm actually not going to put that because we already have like Ignister on there, and the only relevant Cyber deck would be Malice. Noveles is bad right now. Numeron's bad right now. Just run Minkonko if you want to play that. Pearly's bad right now. Gold Pride's bad right now. Prime Kids are bad right now. Plunder Patrol are bad right now. And the deck's just bad in general. Ballpark is a meme. Forever in my heart. The guy's just throwing a pill bug. Ballpark. Yeah, Ballpark belongs in the meme tier. I actually dare say Ballpark's a better meme than Get Guardian. Infernoid, still bad right now, even though I love the deck. We already covered Phantom Knights, they're bad. Mitsurugi. Okay, good. Oh, it kept it. Oh, it kept it. I hit the back button. I was like, please, please, please don't make me do this. Mitsurugi. I don't know whether to put this as splashable or in great, because it is great. It really is kind of... I mean, Mitsu's good. I don't really know if I can say more than that. It's just, it's so consistent. It's splashable. It has options. The deck that I'm weakest to right now, I'm playing Draco Tail, so I guess anything that can stop me from putting cards in grave. We're going to do some games after this, and I'll explain stuff. And if I get into Master on stream, we'll just start playing weird decks in Master, because you can't fall out of Master. So we'll just play just weird shit. Naturia, kind of doo-doo right now. Evil Hero, doo-doo. Dark Lords, doo-doo. For Hire, doo-doo. Generators, doo-doo. Gladiator Beasts is doo-doo. Zombie Slop decks, doo-doo. Orchist. Oh, I'd love a random deck mode in Master Duel. That'd be really fun if there's like 8 structure decks and it just makes each player play one at random. Take notes, Konami. Icy Tor is giving you a good idea. Orchist, I feel like, is right about here. I feel like it's more consistent than DDD. I don't know if it's necessarily better than DDD right now. Malice is basically dead. I never see the deck, like, at all anymore. I feel like Malice is better than DDD still, even after the hits. And better than Orchist still. But based on representation on the ladder and in, like, events lately, I feel like not so much. Monarch, doo-doo. Nurse Burn, meme. Similar to Chain Burn. It's a meme. It will forever be a meme. And, it's funny. Guy Striker. Butt end of great tier. There you go. Magispector, doo-doo. Ritual Beast. It's playable. It's not super great, but I feel like it might be a little bit better than Hero. Metal Foes is doo-doo. Mutants doo-doo. Neftis doo-doo. Umi Control. That would be an anime deck. That's like a Mako Tsunami deck right there. Doo-doo. Runic is still an engine. You barely ever see it. I do see it more than Danger, but doo-doo. Engine. Spellcaster is going to the doo-doo tier. Skull Servant's a meme. He's probably the best meme in Yu-Gi-Oh! He belongs there. Madolce is bad. Springans are bad. You only ever see that one that's played in branded. Sprite. Yeah, I don't know. This is hard. I'm gonna put Sprite in Doo-Doo. I don't think it's playable enough. Like even just making a Darklon sitting on it seems better than Sprite at this point. Speed words are bad. Chino birds are bad. S-Force is bad. Scraps are bad. Pure Salamangreat, even with a little bit of malice in it, is bad. Wind Witch is bad. Witchcrafters are bad. World Chalice is bad. True Draco is bad. UAs are bad. Unchained isn't even splashed anymore because Ewell's dead, so bad. Sams are bad. Super heavy, rather. Summon Skull / Archfiends are bad. When are Archfiends ever going to get support? You know why spell cards were originally called magic cards? Because they were called magic cards in, like, the manga, I think? I mean, I'm not sure, but Magic the Gathering sued in the Edge Change. Sword Soul is doo-doo, but it's, like, high up here. Doo-doo, I'd say. I'm gonna put Ice Barrier, Ice Jade next to Sword Soul and Doo-Doo. They're just a little too slow right now. Vanquished is doo-doo. Once we get the support, Vanquished is going to be amazing, but for now, not so much. Rizal. Even with, like, the one, you can still see Mitsu Rizal. Mitsu Rizal is just the only Rizal deck you're really going to see represented right now. But I feel like, in terms of representation and playability, it's still a better option than Gems. I don't think it was a mistranslation. Rescue is bad. Volcanics is bad. Rescue Roids, the original Rescue, bad. Watts are bad. X-Sabers are bad. Yubel is bad. Zephyr is bad. Shadal is bad. Malice. Probably right about here. Yeah, I like that better. I'll move DDD behind Malice. Right about there. Here, Rocket and Dragon Link are both bad right now. Mathmech is, I feel like, a splashable right now for what's it called? Malice. There we go. I'm actually going to move them down to splashable because you basically just see them splashed in Malice. You don't see Pier at Ignister. Yeah, I feel like that's about right. Tunes. Tunes are a meme. Tunes definitely get memed here. Everybody remembers Blue Eyes White Dragon with Volcano exploding lava armpits. What am I even saying? Tenyi, doo-doo. Mechlords, doo-doo. Trains, doo-doo. Zeus Turbo, doo-doo. I guess Zeus is technically splashable in a lot of decks right now, actually. Why is that one episode of the series is always the most viewed? And why do some people start watching after one episode? Because they just watch the episode, decide they don't like it, I guess. Spiral's bad. Six Sam is bad. Starfrost is bad. Rongo Bongo Turbo is bad. I think it's still banned, actually. Rika's bad. I forget the name of the zombies. Mayakashi? Yeah, Mayakashi, bad. BWXYZ, bad. Trickstar, bad. Trap Gauge, bad. Trap Tricks, bad. Vampire Slot, bad. BW, bad. Therion's bad. Thunder Dragon, bad. Ogodic, bad. Worms, bad. Yangzing, bad. Any... No, Yosenju, duh. Yosenju, bad. Wind Up, bad. Zodiac, bad. Samorg, bad. Stardust, bad. Subterror, bad. Even though I love that deck, it's bad. Super Quanto, bad. Weather Painter, bad. Violon, bad. Constellar, bad. Red Eyes, bad. Predaplant, bad. Intensive Spiral, bad. Pendulum Slot, bad. I'll get back to that one because I can't remember the name right now. Oh wait, Paleolithic, Paleozoic, bad. Ignites, bad. Uh, Live Twins, doo-doo. Lyric, bad. Maikashi, bad. Malfi, bad. Magical Musket, bad. A Shizu engine still has like one or two that are legal that are splashable. Despia, bad. The only Despia you'll ever see is Alubar. We already covered Rockets and Dragon Link, they're bad. Kaijus are still splashable. You'll mainly see Lava Golem. I should probably change the Kaiju image to Lava Golem at this point. Don't see him a ton, but you will see him in Regenesis, which brings us to Regenesis. This deck is probably like... yeah, right in there and playable next to Labyrinth. Tier slop decks. I actually think it's probably our king of playable, actually. Cosmo, bad, even though I really wish they'd make more support for it. Love the deck. Going second, Dinos, probably like... here. Who would I vibe with from Yu-Gi-Oh? Probably most of the cast, honestly. Although if I had to pick any series, I'd probably get along with Jaden the most. Oh wait, I have to put Draco Tail back in there, don't I? And Yummy. I was like, this list is not done. This list is not right. Draco Tail. Yummy. Now, this is what I think it is right now as of filming this video on the 16th. At some point, I very well could see it being this. Just based on people switching to Yummy in favor of playing that instead of Draco Tail. Draco Tail may keep its crown. I honestly don't know. I think it might, just because I don't think a lot of people want to play Yummy because of all the gems you need to make it, and not just the gems needed to make it, just the fact that most people already have Draco Tail. Draco Tail, I seem like, is almost more consistent. I know Draco Tail can lose to Ash if you only have one card to set up in hand, but if you have two cards to set up in hand, which most of my hands do, I can be Ashed and be fine. But yeah, that's the tier list. Shout out to Icy Tour. If you ever want to watch me do the tier list live, twitch.tv/SolarLargeGaming. We play Yu-Gi-Oh! And other games over there too. And I will see everybody on YouTube in the next one. Let me know in the comments if I forgot anything or left anything out. And we will see you then.